Hello, I'm Rebecca of Pocketful of Posies. Today's video I will be looking at, examining, and critiquing my very first walking skirt that I ever made, which was part of the first historical costume that I ever made. And I'm bringing you all along on the journey. So here we go. This skirt began life as a Westworld cosplay. Don't forget to check out my video in the description below of revamping that jacket. This walking skirt is from a Laughing Moon pattern. I don't know if this exact pattern is still available. They do have a walking skirt pattern that I believe is exactly the same, and it might actually be the same pattern. It just has a different picture now. Not sure. I will link it in the description below. I've worn this skirt tons of times, with corsets, without corsets, washed it, gotten grease stains out of it. It's my most used costume piece to date. It twirls beautifully, and I really love it. I've even remade the pattern with different material. Okay, so let's examine the guts of this walking skirt. It's made from blue chambray, and I lined it with white sheeting cotton. It's flat lined. Each individual skirt piece and lining piece are sewn to each other and treated as one before sewing the skirt together. You can see I only pinked the raw edges to finish it, and it has gone through many washes. It has a wide hem facing. I sewed the facing to the bottom edge of the skirt on the machine and whip stitched it to the lining by hand. I'm honestly surprised at how neat my stitches are for my first historical project. The pinked seam allowances are a bit messy though. The wide hem facing gives a lot of body to the hem of the skirt. It's very nice to walk in. It does have some grass stains and mud stains that don't want to come out, but they are not very noticeable when I'm wearing it. It's a 5-gore skirt and has a small dart on each side at the hip. No pocket. Sadness. Let's examine the waistband. It's a standard waistband and closes with skirt hooks at the back. I used the machine to attach it and whip stitched it by hand on the inside. Now, here is some weirdness. Originally, I used those plastic set-in snaps for closure. Why? No idea. I think I just didn't have any skirt hooks and bars, or I have no idea. I would have been better off just using a safety pin to close it. But it ended up way too large, so the snap was useless anyway. I folded it over and whipped it down and added hooks and bars. I have one for uncorseted wear and one for corseted wear. I just recently moved that one to be a bit more snug. So, how does the Laughing Moon walking skirt pattern compare to my more recent self-drafted walking skirt? I made this one a bit shorter and a bit slimmer using less fabric. It does have a pocket at the side back, as there is no side seam to put one in. I used a lightweight cotton seersucker. It may actually be a blend. I can't remember. So it's not nearly as warm in our Louisiana summers as the Laughing Moon skirt. Again, standard waistband with skirt, hook, and bar. It closes on the left side for some unknown reason. Probably just me getting confused and putting it on the wrong side. I made a mistake on the placket, but it still functions fine. The waistband was attached on the machine and whip stitched to the inside by hand. The skirt is not flat-lined or indeed lined at all. In the summer over my petticoat, it's fine not to have a lining. My pocket is useful. It's a little annoying to be so far back, but I didn't want to bulk up the side front. The raw edges are zigzagged. All of the seam allowances on this skirt are zigzagged. Like the Laughing Moon pattern, there are darts in the center of both side gores. This skirt also has a hem facing, but it's not as wide as the Laughing Moon skirt. There is no lining to whip stitch the hem facing to, so I tried to make the stitches on the outside show as little as possible. There are those zigzagged seam allowances. I didn't use as much yardage, so the pleats aren't as full as the Laughing Moon skirt. It still has a nice silhouette though. What do you think? How do these two walking skirts compare? Do you love walking skirts? Do you hate walking skirts? Are you ambivalent? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, and if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload, you can hit that little bell icon. To support the channel further, I have a Ko-fi account, and that is linked down below. Again, thank you so much, and I will see you on our next sewing adventure. Bye!